Happy Monday, and thank you so much for joining me. I'm Rebecca Fredericks, and welcome to RebeccaFredericks.com, the place to be for your personal and professional success. Now, today I'm going to be talking about a massive problem that we women have: our excuses. Are excuses holding you back from creating the success that you want? We are good at them, aren't we? Seriously, we excel at coming up with excuses. On the positive side, it shows how creative we can be, how we can really get our brains to think outside the box and come up with some crazy, weird and wonderful reasons as to why we can't or won't do something. But our excuses hold us back. They stop us from taking that action that we absolutely have to take to become the successes that we dream of being. Taking action can take real courage, real self-belief and real effort. And when you're exhausted, stressed, anxious, and afraid of failing, it's so much easier to just come up with an excuse. The excuse is almost a get-out clause. Well, I would have gone for that promotion, but, well, I would have taken the night class, but, well, I would have written that article, but, and out comes the reason, real or imagined, as to why you didn't. And this reason, this excuse, could be completely valid. Yes, I'm sure you are exhausted. Yes, I'm sure you don't have much time. Yes, I'm sure catching your weekly dose of Homeland is important. But excuses simply stop us from even trying to reach the personal and professional success that we dream of. Now, I was always the queen of excuses. I got so good at them, I really strongly believed in every single one I made up. And I conjured up these excuses for a variety of reasons, but mostly because I was scared. I was scared to try because I was scared to fail. I didn't think my self-esteem could cope with failing at anything. It would be humiliating, I would be embarrassed, my pride would be hurt. And instead of risking putting myself through any of these things, I decided that the alternative, the excuses alternative to not try, to take no action, to stay in my comfort zone, was better. I attached more pain to trying than pleasure to succeeding. In my brain, the fear and humiliation of not always succeeding at everything was too painful. But subconsciously, I decided that excuses were my best friend and I would hide behind them. And I did that for years, actually throughout much of my 20s. And when I woke up at 27, absolutely miserable about the person I had become and where my life was at, I knew that I was suffocating under an avalanche of excuses and I had to break my way free. And it was then that I developed the strategy I'm going to take you through now. It's simply called the Break Down the Excuses Barrier. And in this strategy, you, 1, write down the goals that you have but aren't pursuing. 2, write down all the excuses that you give yourself for not taking action towards these goals. 3, argue against these excuses. Come up with ways around these excuses and reasons why they're not true. And 4, take action towards these goals. So after this video stops, I want you to run through the strategy as your weekly exercise. In the first step, I want you to list down all the excuses you regularly use for why you don't take action towards your goals, and then write them down. Now, I want you to take one of your goals and argue for why you will be able to achieve it. For the best results, you should really do this with a friend or a family member so that they can argue for why you can't achieve it with all the excuses that you've already written down. Now, if you can't find a friend or a family member, then you could do it with yourself, taking the different points of view. So let me give you a quick example. Say your goal was to write a book, but you still haven't even started. The excuses that you might give yourself could be, I'm not a very good writer, I don't have time, I have no idea about how I'd go about doing it, it seems too hard. Now, your friend or family member would repeat these excuses to you whilst you argue against them. So your conversation could look something like this. Friend, you're not a very good writer, so just forget it. You, well, maybe I'm not that bad. I think if I could practice, I could become better. The more I do it, the better I'm sure I'll become. Friend, But when exactly are you going to have the time to do all of this practice? You're not exactly flush with time. Really, just forget about it. You. I don't want to forget about it. This is a dream of mine. I can make the time. Maybe I'll get up an hour before work to do some. I could even get a laptop and do some on the commute. Etc., etc. You get the idea. By doing this exercise, you are opening yourself up to new ideas and new options. You are showing yourself that your excuses are just self-imposed barriers to your own success. There is always an excuse for not doing things in life. There will always be people who you're sure are cleverer than you, who you believe are prettier than you, who you're sure are more confident than you, but they are not you. You are unique and bring a whole range of different qualities to whatever goals you have, and you can do, be, and have anything that you want. Excuses will stop you from achieving your goals. Excuses will stop you from fulfilling your potential. Excuses will stop you from living your best life. Don't let an excuse, negative belief, or attitude stop you from achieving all that you can. Thank you for watching today's Monday tip, and I hope that you've enjoyed it. I'd love to know how you've overcome the excuses that you make for yourself. Do you have some strategies you use that really work? As always, we would love to hear from you and learn from your experiences. Now, if you've liked this episode, then please like it below and like it on Facebook and share it with any of your friends that you think may be interested. If you'd like the exercise blueprint for today's episode, then please head over to RebeccaFredericks.com and download it from there. If you'd like to learn in more detail about this strategy and learn how to break down the other barriers to taking action on your goals, then head over to the products section of the website and my video training called How to Take Control of Your Life: 6 Simple Steps to Fulfillment, Success, and Happiness. Here's your Monday tip tweetable. There is always an excuse for not doing things in life. Excuses are a barrier to your success. As always, remember that you are in control of your own life. If you want something to happen, you have to go out there and make the changes. That's not to say that others can't support you and help you. That's why I'm here, and that's what your friends and family are for. But you have all the power that you will ever need inside yourself. So use it and create a life and a future that you love. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next Monday.